Well, welcome back. It looks like we're live again. First of all, I want to say thank you for all you guys joining me on this stream or watching my videos after the stream. If you're watching after the stream, I have to say you're missing out because the idea is that we will be able to chat and to talk about stuff as the stream goes on. So yeah, shame on you for being late, but of course also shame on me because I'm still looking at the right schedule that would make it a lot easier for everybody to tune in day after day on the same time. So I'm just gonna have a look and see um, how healthy the stream is. Looks like we are streaming on all platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, DLive. Welcome to everybody. Now, before we go on, I don't want you guys to miss out on this. Remember that you can support the channel by joining ByBit using my affiliate link. The affiliate link is also going to give you nice bonuses. You will be able to join the live Discord if this is something that you think could be useful for you. You could just throw ideas, ask your questions. If you're wondering whether set or set strategy is a good one to play in this area, in this moment, there are nice people. We're trying to grow a nice community, and yeah, we want to have your input. We need you, like the poster of the US Army would say. Now, all that being said, you can find the information down here in the bottom right corner. Go to the website wolvesofybit.com and you will see how you could join. It's very easy, straightforward. Just use the join now button that will redirect you to the affiliate sign up. You sign up and then you go back to wolvesofbybit.com. You send me an email using either the email form that is already presented, or you just send me an email to info@wolvesofbybit.com with the email address that you used for signing up, and then I will clear you to join the Discord channel. All right. Now, all that being said, let's dive into the real meat and potatoes, the reason why everybody is here, or the reason why you should be here. Now, where did we leave off yesterday? Yesterday, I think we were about this area. Let's see, 11, 12. Yeah, it must have been this area. So, like I said, it looks like we are going to go for a retest, and usually Bitcoin does that after a first test, like we see here on the higher band. Usually we do get a retest of that area, and clearly we did break out, and we even managed to test. Give it like a few days, but clearly they're gonna have to fix something about it. Okay, we're back. Seems like we're back. My apologies. We are working on getting a more stable stream. Clearly today is not gonna be the day, but yeah, we're working on it. So what did I say? Where was I? After the test of this area, we did see a move back up. We tested this high that corresponds to the past high, and now once we broke this area, we can see that on the RSI, on this high, we did read a 73.14. With this high, we had a 69.78, 69.8, let's call it. Now, this on its turn initiated a push back down. we retest this trend line, and right now what I'm actually expecting or hoping to see is that we find support somewhere in this area. As I told you yesterday, if we manage to break above and test this area, my next line of support would have been, I would have guessed around this node here, because once we start showing strength, it's obvious that we're not going to break down this hard anymore, because the sentiment has changed. A lot of people are looking at the same chart, obviously, and what happens is once they see a show of strength, then there's not going to be a lot of people in their right mind trying to short massively and push the price down because they expect it to go all the way down, of course. Now, this is going to be the make or break moment for Bitcoin price. Are we going to keep going to higher highs? If we do, I expect RSI to get burned out. But on the other hand, if we start retesting and finding some kind of solid support here on the lower area, or even just following this line for a little bit, just snaking a bit, this will allow RSI and stochastics to build up some momentum and build up a lot more strength. Now, this is talking about the downside, like what could happen if we start seeing price go more and more down. But on the upside, there are some upsides as well. Don't forget this. We could see price retest this higher area, because like I said yesterday, Bitcoin and other charts and in basic on a regular basis, on an overall way of speaking, they like to retest and solidify their support and resistance lines, because the one is a warning sign, and now everybody starts to look at this area, and on the retest, if it fails, people could start playing on this this area a lot more strongly. Okay, so keep an eye on this. It's again, it's playing the waiting game. After my stream, you guys, I hope you guys did play the waiting game in order to be able to snatch a nice position here and to be profitable on the way down. Of course, if you didn't, no big issue, no big deal. The big move, in my opinion, still hasn't played out. Okay, so what could the big move be? We could see some down, finding support, building up momentum in this area, and then shoot up like a rocket to the moon. No, I don't want to be all hypey and stuff. I'm sorry, I don't like this kind of talk. So shoot me for it. Scratch what I said. Now let's have a look first and see what our pigs indicator calculator thingy has to say if we were to retest this lower area. Let's call it 11,415. So 11,415. Let's see what kind of magic number you bring us. 11,415. At 11,415, we are expecting to see an RSI of 40.9. Let's call it between 40 and 41, because as time moves by, these reads also change. So 11,415 being at about this area here. You know what? Let's call it 11,420, because I like 11,420. It's a nice number, nice and round and very popular. 11,420 would give us a, well, just slight bit higher, 41.8. Let's call it 42 on the RSI, and this would initiate a little bit of a bullish divergence, because this low here, this one here, let's mark it. This one is being set at 46-ish. So as long as we don't break this one, could expect like a stronger reaction. As soon as we dive down under this, then we basically just have a continuation pattern, and then I expect the trend just to continue snaking along a little bit as it has been doing right now. Now let's move to the higher time frames, and let's have a look and see what the 3-hour chart is giving us for magic numbers. Now on the same reasoning, on the same ideal that we are building, because this here, this section here, the trend line, the orange trend line, and the red line, which is the point of control, which is the highest area of volume on this volume profile, this is forming a triangle shape. Now triangle shapes, if they start to test and build off of this as a base, usually are a signal of strength, where Bitcoin is actually accumulating, or people are accumulating their position, trying to respect this area as a base of entry, and this is where we could start expecting stronger and stronger moves out of. So retesting this area is actually not a bad thing. So just for the sake of the fun here, I am going to use this level and see what kind of RSI read we get from this one. So that would be let's call it 345, just for, you know, because I don't like to ditch around little numbers and digits. So 345, 11,345 would give us an RSI of 41.7 on the 3-hour chart. Very, very important to keep note of that. And 1141, let's call it 1142, would be initiating a bullish signal with this area here. Not really so much this one. So they would basically just line up together. This is not a bad thing. This is actually building up momentum, building up volume. So for now, price diving down, in my opinion, not a bad thing at all. If price were to shoot up, let's have a look and see where we could start getting in trouble, because trouble always lurks around the corner and we need to keep our eyes open. So let's take this line here as a first point of reference, 11,547, 11,548, let's call it 11,548. At 11,548, as the situation is sitting right now, we would be expecting an RSI of 65.4. 65.4 would be a lower high on the RSI compared to this area. I don't know if you can see it. Let's just delete those ones because we're done talking about them. Let's, also delete this, and I'm just gonna make a bigger circle. So bearish signal if we just go to 11,548. Now the next point of interest would be the wick at this high here. Now let's have a look and see how much this gives us. We should be sitting at 11,623, and I'm pretty sure this is going to form a new higher high on the RSI. We would be sitting at 70.8, but 70.8 would give us a number one continuation signal on this, continuation signal on this one. It would also break the high of this area. Now, of course, this one is a much stronger high, but seeing as how these two have had their own formation, I would be more inclined on looking at these RSI reads here, this one here, and not think about this one yet on the short term. On the medium term, however, this one could be still significant. So what could this imply? That maybe if we break 11,620.23, yeah, if we break 11,623, we could see a little more of a pulling out of the ditch. And just let's see how high an RSI read of 83, let's call it 83.3 would be needed to see the price. 83.3, was that what I said? 83.23. So, in order to peak above this RSI, we would expect price to shoot up to 11,942.6. Now, 11,942 would be the high range of this green area. Oh, I'm making a mess again. So the upper channel, the upper range of the channel. This would be amazing because it would also correspond with a liquid with a resistance line that we do see here. Kind of, sorta. There we go. Let's have a little bit more like surgery. And basically it would not be out of the realm of reality as it shows. So going up there would be a strong signal, breaking and shattering this this high here. Well, not really breaking, but at least, you know, matching up with this high. And this would imply that on its turn, the next horizontal support line, the lower horizontals could start serving as support, especially this one here at 11.5, what did we say, 11.547. Okay, so a lot of positive signs right now in the ballpark, but we are not out of the woods yet. Okay, so to turn a little bit more to the downside again, right now on the 3-hour chart, when we look at this high and this high being a lower high, we do have a bearish divergence on the RSI between this high and this higher high. Now, it's not all said and done yet, but in order to see this one being negated, and to actually be expecting continuation to the upside, right now what we need to see is a closing of this level above 11,547.65. Let's call it 11,548, just to be a little more, you know, such a long number is just a pain to be pronouncing these all the time. I would even start dropping the 11, go say like 548. Okay, so don't think we're going down to $548 a Bitcoin. I'm just speaking within ranges. That's just to make it easier, just to be clear. Now, where were we? Stochastics did break above this red trend line. And right now, as you can see, we are in the bullish control zone. This means momentum is set to the upside. And if we zoom in a little bit more on the stochastics, we can see that we are actually trying to curl a little bit over and back up. Maybe I could, see, I keep forgetting this. I need a shortcut button to switch this around a little easier. So yeah, maybe if we squint our eyes a little bit, that could, it could be valid. Okay, so stochastics are speaking in favor for now. Nothing is set in stone just yet. You could, and this is what I would be doing. I would be waiting off. I'm waiting off right now for the reaction of this move, and then start seeing where the rejection is going to set us. So I could start anticipating where to start thinking about a position. Okay, I don't expect this to start moving up and go to infinity like some young traders would FOMO in. Think about it. Especially on Bitcoin, it has such a high volume. So many people are trading Bitcoin that it cannot just go up in one direction and keep going, blasting away. It could. Don't get me wrong. Don't quote me on this and say if you see price just rally up and up and up, like, hey, Sabri, you said it was impossible. No, nothing is impossible. So to avoid this, to avoid being caught into this this madness, and try to time it right now, like I said yesterday, these highs here, in my opinion, would start to feel like a good area to just be on the wait. If the train leaves, then you can still jump on the train over this high at about 12,134, because I could even set it a little bit lower. Let's set it a little bit lower. Just let's say 12,000. You could go with 12,075. I would go, just to keep it easy, 12,100. There we go. That looks nice. That looks nice. Now, so no rush, no need to worry about a thing. Right now, I'm just curious to see how price is going to play out, whether we are going to start leaving and find support in this area above this node, or whether we are just going to go for a straight up rejection. We could break that point of support that I was talking about here. See if I zoom out, it reappears, because this is a local measurement. If we actually really start to break down, the same applies still for the downside. Having a bounce here on the blue box could be very healthy as we are moving on. Even a retest of the lower channel could also push us to new highs. So nothing is lost, but for now, try to keep those key areas. Try to keep an eye on those key areas so you don't get caught up in the hype and start trading like you would in a casino. Okay, now let's move up to the higher time frames, the 6-hour chart, and let's go back to automatic zooming. The 6-hour chart, the 6-hour chart. We seem to be like finding this channel as an area to be traded in. So for now, between those two nodes, some people might be setting up positions and taking profits and trading the range as we are starting to build momentum to whether it is one way or the other. If you were to do this, keep an eye on your stop losses. Think about where you would actually really want to let go your position and then just wait for another entry point. I'm not gonna give you any levels to do this because this is not my game. This is not my responsibility. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to show you how I try to analyze and see what the possibilities are. How you trade it is completely up to you, and this is actually very, very personal. I'm not the one to tell you that set or set strategy is the best. There are 100 strategies that do work, and in comparison to what some people do think, the market doesn't need for everybody to lose. Okay, it's not because you are entering a short while other people are longing in area that those people are actually getting into a wrong position. Sometimes you might just set up a long position in order to get out of your short, while you as a shorter are taking their trade and you are setting up to go to the other direction. So basically both people are on the winning side, whether they are in opposite setups or not. Okay, so try to just erase this belief that every time there's a winner, there is a loser. It happens. A lot of people, like more people, do lose money trading the markets, but this has nothing to do with the market being designed to make more losers than winners. The problem is that people who are uneducated make the wrong decisions. And this is what this channel is all about. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build awareness so people could start educating themselves. People could start believing in their capabilities and possibilities of being good traders, and that there is no imbalance that is going to be created out of this. Okay, so keep practicing. If you are really unsure, open a small account. Take 100, 200 bucks that you feel comfortable just jeopardizing, so you can make tiny little trades every time you think that you've seen an opportunity. Don't over leverage, don't take stupid risks, but try to at least make real trades, however small they are, just so that you can feel a little bit of skin in the game, because in hindsight it's very easy to be a good trader. Every time you'd be looking back, you'd be like, oh yeah, but here, and oh yeah, but here and here I would have done this. And no, it doesn't work like this. It's number one important that you catch the position. Just seeing a good entry point doesn't mean that you were able to catch it. Okay, this is number one. Number two, it does feel more real. And reality is what is going to keep you leveled. So think about these two things. Those are very important if you are a still starting trader and you want to get your feet wet and you want to start thinking about how your strategies might work. Start off slow. Don't think that today is the day to start making a lot of money and that next month it's going to be all over. No, even if Bitcoin goes to 25k, even if it goes to 100k, it's still going to be a well traded market. Okay, so remember that even if we drop to 4k, even if we drop to 500, it doesn't matter. It's a very volatile market and opportunities are plenty. Just don't think about getting rich in a week. Okay, this is work. This is not a get rich scheme. So try to keep all these things very, very well set apart. And this is what's going to keep it real. This is what's going to keep your feet on the ground. And this is, in my opinion, the only way to learn how to be successful. All right. Now, just to end the stream, because again, I'm pretty sure this thing is getting way too long. We're past half an hour. So just to end the stream, we're going to go over what the dollar strength is doing. Okay, now, where did we leave off? Last weekend, we did have a retest of this this area. On the 6-hour chart, those highs are fairly equal, but when you look at RSI has clearly made a much higher high. Stochastics angled all the way down, and I do believe that right now we are going to start seeing a little bit more downward momentum, which is also going to correspond with what E-mini futures and S&P 500 and also Bitcoin might be doing. Remember, if dollar loses strength, then without changing the volume of the markets are going to gain value. Yeah, does that make sense? So let's have a look at E-mini futures. What kind of artwork did we create here? Okay, yeah, I see what we did. Those are the weekly. I was like, what happened here? My trend lines. They're not trend lines, they're trend curves. Oh, no. So let's clean this up a little bit. Oh, this is a mess. This is a total mess. All right, how far did I mess everything up? No, this is good. So E-mini. E-mini futures is clearly making a bullish divergence on those lows and this low. I hope everybody can see clearly what I'm talking about. Higher low, lower low. Okay, very clear, very obvious. Now, over here between those two areas, we still see a smudge of a hint of a bearish divergence, but since price is actually already being pushed up and this bullish divergence is a lot younger and fresher, more fresh than this bearish one, we could expect, and the divergence was really not that strong. It's basically splitting hairs here. We were set at 81 on the RSI, and this one was 77, 77, 78. You see, like, very close numbers, while this one here actually shows a big difference in price. So I think the dominant one will be this divergence here. And if we manage to push up and close above, you know what? Let's draw a little box. I want to make a little more artwork. No. Okay, boxing tool. Let's do like this. Let's make it a little more nice and neat. There we go. Now, if we are to close above the blue box, clearly we did negate all signs of divergence, and then we could start seeing a retest of a former support line, and then continuation to the upside. Let's have a look at the S&P. S&P is clearly just a continuation. Right now, there's nothing unhealthy on this chart, so I don't see any problems with maybe a retest of this lower area where we do have some support being turned into resistance. We're also testing this area, which could be an area of support and resistance. I'm not going to mark this off because we're just smack on there. But yeah, if dollar keeps going to see lower lows, then I expect all the rest of the markets are just going to follow, including Bitcoin. So there are quite some points for the bulls in this game. Nothing is set in stone. Keep your eyes on the levels and just let's see where things play out. And on the next bounce or test, I think we are going to be able to set up for the much bigger trades. Now on the daily, and this is where I'm going to shut the stream off. On the daily, as you know, I'm a very big fan of putting these trend lines over volume, over price volume. And what do we see? We see that this triangle is almost near completion. We have very low volume right now, so I would be ready. I would hold up. I would be ready to actually set up for or expect a bigger move to be coming soon. Whether it's to the upside or the downside, it's hard to tell. To the downside, I wouldn't expect us to go lower than 9,600. On the upside, on the other hand, you know, the sky's the limit. Like once we start breaking and closing above 12,000, 12,100, then there's very little resistance that is set up. So maybe we could start thinking about a test of the 13,000 area, a test of the 14,000 area. All these are well within the cards, not today, but on a future perspective. Either way, either the upside and the downside are becoming very wide, and those could be the larger trades for you to be looking for. All right, now I hope this was helpful. I hope that you didn't leave off because the stream got interrupted. I'm going to work on calling and stalking my ISP provider because they need to fix this. This is unacceptable. I'm a paying customer and my money is good, so my stream needs to be good. If you want to support my channel, please remember, sign up on ByBit, become one of my affiliates so that you can enjoy the bonuses, and you can also enter the live Discord and have a lot more out of it than you put into it. There's nothing, there's no fees, there's no hidden costs to become a member. The only thing that I wish for you is to join us on ByBit, which is an exchange that I dearly support. It's like I said, like I often said, it's by far the best, most friendly and most professional exchanges that I've been on, and you will enjoy the bonuses. You will get $90 on your first deposit. There are some other amazing perks and opportunities coming our way if you become one of my affiliates. And if you don't like it, if you don't like the Discord or anything, you know, it's free for you to leave. No loss. Just, yeah, give it a try. I hope this sounds fair enough for you. And please leave your comments in the comments section. I'm very happy to read those, and I will answer on any and all of them. Okay, now I'm gonna leave it. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same channel, hopefully same time. Be there and be square.